It's almost impossible to talk about belonging without talking about stereotypes. While everyone experiences worries about belonging, those feelings can be especially prevalent and have more of a negative impact for people who belong to groups about which negative stereotypes exist in a given environment. In the United States, negative stereotypes exist about the school performance and misbehavior of students of color and low-income students, and about the performance of women and girls in male-dominated STEM fields, among many others. Many students are aware that they are underrepresented in certain environments and that negative stereotypes exist about their group. This means that from the very first day of school, some students may wonder, do people like me belong here?
One of the problems that people can face is that when you go into a setting and there's a negative stereotype about you, it can lead you to ask the question and to wonder again and again, perhaps, is this a place where I belong? Is this a place where people are going to respect me, will value me? Or are they going to judge me negatively? Are they going to judge me harshly? Are they going to view me as just sort of one of that kind of people?
Even when educators fight actively against these stereotypes, and even if you yourself don't believe them, the fact remains that such negative stereotypes are a part of our society, and that many students have grown up in a world where they face both subtle and explicit discrimination. Belonging to part of a stereotyped group can make students especially likely to be uncertain about whether they belong in certain settings, but it also means that there is an added pressure. Students who belong to stereotyped groups may worry that if they make a mistake, they are confirming a negative stereotype about their group.
Stereotype threat is the idea that when people go into settings where there's a negative stereotype about them, they could worry that maybe if they do badly, other people could judge them in light of that negative stereotype.
Stereotype threat has been shown to negatively impact performance in over 300 studies. These studies also show that small changes to the environment that nullify stereotype threat can dramatically improve performance. In one study, researchers found that telling female participants that the math test they were about to take had not shown any gender differences in performance or ability increased women's scores on the test, so that they did better than the women in the control group and men in both groups. As the study highlights, belonging to a group that has been negatively stereotyped and discriminated against can make negative and ambiguous events especially threatening. We all constantly wonder, what meaning should I make of this? But stereotypes mean added threats. Am I confirming a stereotype about my group? Is this person biased against me? And can people like me succeed here? For example, imagine you're a student and you just received a lot of critical feedback on an essay you wrote. As a white student, you might think, oh, I didn't do so well, this essay wasn't very good. However, if you're a black student, negative past experiences and the knowledge that negative stereotypes exist against your group might lead you to think, I didn't do so well, this essay wasn't very good. I hope my teacher doesn't think I'm not smart because I'm black. Will I be able to succeed in this class? The stress of worrying and the focus on cues about belonging, being stereotyped, or confirming a stereotype can deplete students' cognitive resources and make them feel less motivated and engaged in school, even if this worry is subconscious. Ultimately, these factors can lead to lowered performance and engagement in school. And when students perform below their own or their teachers' standards, it only reinforces the belief that they don't belong in school. In other settings, other negative stereotypes exist. For instance, there are negative stereotypes about white students' performance in athletics and about women's ability to drive. In all these examples, research finds that feeling unsure about whether a person belongs and worrying about confirming stereotypes in a given context leads to lower performance and engagement for those in stereotyped groups. In the next lesson, we'll take a closer look at how students' unique perspectives and experiences can impact belonging.